taku kauai ki te ao marama, maura mā tātou mā koutou e. Krakia will open the door to wairuatanga, that is spirituality, to be able to connect with others. My name is Phil Wharemate Hansen. I was named after my grandfather's brother-in-law, who came from Tainui, Waikato. And my age, I'm 72 years of age. What I have to offer other people, the possibility of them learning and becoming more learned in Te Ao Māori. In my working career, I discovered that every marae that I went to, there were very few, and even less nowadays, women who would take on the role of marae kura, the marae kura on the marae. And so what that means is that very few people would be able to do the karanga. I decided that the best way for me to educate was to hold wānanga. When we want to translate it back as a doer of the call. For me, it doesn't give the mātangi rei the mana and the tapu that it deserves. So I think the knowledge needs to be fed to the oncoming generation as well. And who else would be better to do that than the generation after us? Once I discovered that the kaumātua I knew when I was younger, they've all gone now, and suddenly me and my brothers and some of my sisters and cousins realised that we were actually the kaumātua of our hapu and our whānau. So we talked about how it was important for us to inform our young ones because a lot of them don't know about tikanga.
I'm very grateful to Whaiwhio for all she brings to us, and very grateful for every person here today. Yeah. Kia ora.
Retired people have information and knowledge that is very useful, I believe, to today's wahine or the women of today. I'm passionate about the fact that our women have an important role on the marae, and so I decided I was going to do as best I can to fill my queer's shoes. Haere mai I o matua kore, kia uru mai mātou roto I tēnei au e.
We came to New Zealand because my daughter was sick and she was suffering from cancer. And during the treatment, I saw the type of service, the type of love and affection what my daughter got from people around. And this is one country where my wife thought initially we will not even go and live because we lost our daughter here. But I think that's the only country we have now stayed for 22 years. We always feel that she's always here. I came here, let us say, in 1999. I was 62 years old at that time. Social interaction has been one of the most important things in our life. And one of the biggest things which I joined was the Shantinivas, which is a center for the older people, where we got people of our own age. There were people who could solace us, could give us some company that yes, we were alone, and that helped us a lot. And with that, we were introduced to a few more organizations, which I thought would be useful to me. Whether it was morning, whether it was evening, or any time, if there was some occasion where some volunteering was needed, I was always there. It's very difficult for the older people as on today to mix with the younger crowd, because either their thinkings are different or their the way of doing things are different. But luckily, my son was here, my niece was here, then my grandson was growing up. So we had the occasion to meet their friends as well.
The 21st version, the 21st century version was like that, but selfie.
अच्छा अब ये टोपी आ गई ओके बेटा
उल्टी लग रही है शायद मेरे को तो आशिक ना लगे जाना पड़ जाएगा.
When this COVID started, we didn't know how it will affect our life. But when government announced that yes, you have to maintain your distance, you can't travel, you can't go out, you can't use the bus. So we were losing connectivity with our friends, with our grandson, with our other close friends and seniors whom we were interacting on a weekly basis. And even older people like me and who has never even heard of Zoom or internet connecting, will have become so very effortless now. Zoom, yes, we'll have a meeting about Zoom. And many of the organizations which I am connected to, we had our monthly meetings, so conducted on Zoom. So it was something new at that time. But meeting in person has no parallel.
I don't see how anyone can survive in total isolation. And the struggle, I think, for many people as they age is maintaining social connections. And that's the saddest thing, that you can get to the latter part of your life and be depressed. My name is Bonnie Horn. I am 76 years young and hoping for a lot more. I'm a retired nurse, and I retired from clinical work about in 2009, and then I did another job for a nurses organisation, and I'm very, very happily retired. Loneliness is not something I have experienced it, of course, but I realise as I'm, getting older, that it's not important to have all sorts of things happening in your life. And it's kind of freeing in a way. So do I feel lonely? No. I love it that I have time to indulge my passions, really, like reading and walking when I can, and certainly my music. Gals, for many years, was called the Gay and Lesbian Singers. And now I think we've changed it to Gals Rainbow Choir. And I put my energies, I guess, in being part of Gals. And that's lovely for me because I meet people of all ages, and I think I'm the second oldest in the girls. I'm not quite the oldest. And I love it that we have so many younger ones coming through now. That's really good. They challenge us in our views, both socially and politically, and yeah, I like that. Maintaining the connections that you have when you retire do become very difficult. I mean, I don't always feel like going out to gals and, you know, going through a grueling 2 or 3 hours of rehearsals. I don't always have the energy. And it's able to weigh up the, you know, what you have in the tank and what you don't have in the tank, and making sure that you're not depleting yourself. But having said that, I also think we need to push ourselves to do the things. It's not easy, you know. It's not easy to always maintain your connections. Sometimes it's friggin' hard work, you know.
Are you busy? I said no.
People realise that there are some things that's really hard for me to do, like standing for a performance for a long period of time is really tough going for me, but accommodations are made.
Have a little stretch, do your own, move into a space where you're comfortable. Have a little stretch. Fine.
Like when I first came to Gals in 97 it was, I was still in the church and I was looking for a place that I could be and be happy in. So many people have felt marginalised, and I think it's important for people to feel safe. Without it, I think my life would be very diminished.
모여서 또 이런 음악을 통해서 남들과 함께 또 지역 사람들과 함께 또 이렇게 갈 수 있다라는 거, 같이 동참하고 같이 이런 시간을 통해서 서로 유대관계가 되고 좋은 그런 인간관계가 형성이 된다라고 생각했기 때문에 제가 이것을 지금 계속해서 하고 있는 거라고 생각됩니다. 제 이름은 최창동이고요. 저는 오클랜드에 살고 있습니다. 여기 온 지는 1994년도에 왔으니까 약 한 26년 됐고요. 뉴질랜드는 한 24년 동안 그 한 자리에서 제 식구와 열심히 그 식당을 운영을 해왔습니다. 어른들은 오랫동안 한국에서 한국말에 길들였기 때문에 그 새로운 언어에 대한 어떤 그런 게 쉽게 되지 않더라고요. 그런 어려움이 참 많았었습니다. 초기에는. 그리고 저희 딸은 이제 여기 대학을 졸업하고 직장생활을 좀 하다가 4년 전에 이제 결혼을 해서 아들 하나, 딸 하나 놓고 지금까지 저희 집 가까이서 살고 있다가 얼마 전에 저희 사이가 이제 크라이처치로 발령이 나서 다음 주에 이제 그 크라이처치로 이사를 하게 됐습니다.
할머니 어디 있어? 할머니 그래 봐. 할아버지 그래.
이제 우리 아들은 시드니에서 지금까지 건 한 12년 동안 살고 있습니다. 이게 이제 저희 둘만 이제 여기에 남게 된 거죠. 조금 마음이 지금 좀 허전하고 섭섭한 마음입니다. 같이 살다가. 이제 이 커뮤니티는 저희들이 이제 그 목사님 통해서 이제 사물로 팀을 만들었습니다. 그래서 만들어서 우리가 이제 2시간씩 저희 위드포드 커뮤니티 홀에서 수업을 하고 있습니다. 사물놀이 리더는 굉간인데 바로 우리가 얘기하는 오케스트라의 지휘자 마냥 그런 위치에 그런 에서 제가 공연할 때도 그런 그 소리의 변화랄까 이런 걸 제 그 소리에 의해서 상세의 그 리더에 의해서 이 사물놀이가 진행이 되는 겁니다. 또한 이쪽 그 현지인들한테 저희 또 그 전통 음악에 대해서 많은 호응을 얻고 또 지역 커뮤니티와의 연계를 통해서 우리 또 서로의 또 기쁨과 또한 그 그런 보람을 느끼고 있습니다. 저는 행복누리라고 있습니다. 이 행복누리는 이쪽 지역 그 파프라카 호이 커뮤니티하고 연계돼서 그 노인들을 위한 또 노인들이 한 복지를 위한 그런 그 일들이 많이 하고 있습니다. 앞으로 뭐 젊은 그런 지금 이제 여기 맥클렌 칼리지의 학생들이 이제 사물놀이를 배우고 싶다고 해서 그 문제도 지금도 저희들이 생각을 하고 있습니다. 그래서 젊은 친구들한테도 조금 더 기회를 줄 수 있는 그런 그 우리나라의 문화를 같이 체험하고 배울 수 있는 그런 기회를 좀 앞으로 좀 더 줘야 되지 않겠는가. 이 뉴질랜드 하나의 시민으로서 또 교민으로서 상당히 보람을 느끼고 앞으로도 더 적극적으로 이 사물놀이를 통해서 또 이것뿐 아니고 지역 커뮤니티하고의 어떤 그런 연관관계를 좀 더 적극적으로 참여를 해야겠다는 그런 생각입니다.
My name is Rosalie Williams and I was born in Christchurch, New Zealand, and I travelled overseas, lived overseas for like 40 odd years. I auditioned to go over to be a Bluebell in Las Vegas. Coming home here to New Zealand, it took a while to make the adjustment because New Zealanders, yes, they're friendly, but I didn't grow up with them and I've been away like 45 years. So I missed out an awful lot in their lives as well. Yes, and I have to say it's a very interesting situation as being old, and that you see the body changing, you feel you can't do the things that you really would like to do. The mind's good, but the body doesn't keep up. The children, because we have all the keikis from 5 to like 12 years old, they really are great. And the younger people, no, I really love them. They really are a lot of fun. They like to have a laugh. They listen to what you say, and if they want help, they don't hesitate to come along and ask for help. And especially, I'm lucky being with like the halau, all the younger dancers and the young people there, because they do generate a certain amount of stimulation, generate sort of that energy that you need, you know. We were talking about old age and how difficult it is to deal with a lot of the issues that come up health-wise, mentally wise, and how to motivate oneself. All of that, it makes you really appreciate, in a sense, all what you have and all what you've done in the past. You get a greater appreciation of life, I think, is, you know. And then, but of course, then you get the things like the virus that's going on, and they say our group is a target group, as you might say. But like I said to them all here, we've got to go on.